Today we're making these anatomical mittens. They have a perfect fit and a very clean, professional look. Plus, they're a great match for the bonnet from my previous video. Let's check the tools and using some yarn scraps today. The label says size 3mm, but I'm going with a 2.5. It makes the stitches neater and a bit tighter. Make sure to do a swatch first. Also, grab your scissors, a tape measure, and a yarn needle. Let's dive in. Start with a slip knot. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's 10 chains, plus 1 turning chain. Skip the first stitch. Insert the hook, pull up a loop, and pull through both loops. That's our first single crochet. Now work 1 single crochet into each stitch until the end. You should have 10 stitches total. Then turn your work. Row 2. Chain 1. We're doing single crochets again, but to get that ribbed look, work into the back loops only. Be consistent and stay on the same side. This gives the cuff a nice stretch. Now, just repeat this until the end of the row. And row 3. Turn chain 1 and keep working into the back loops. This really is all you need to master the ribbing. Working into the back loop creates that classic knit look effect that we want for our cuffs. It's quick, easy, and looks professional. Don't worry if the first few rows look a bit messy. As you add more length, the ribbing pattern will become much clearer. Just keep your tension even, and your edges will stay nice and straight. See that ribbing? Perfect. Keep going until it's long enough. Mine is 43 rows. That's about 15 centimeters or 6 inches. Tip: make it slightly smaller than your wrist. It will stretch out later. Time to seam the cuff. Fold your work in half and line up the stitches so they are perfectly symmetrical on both sides. We'll be using a mattress stitch to create an invisible seam. First, insert your needle under the top loops of the opposite side and pull the yarn through. Now, go back to the first side. Insert the needle between the stitch walls, catching the horizontal bars. Pull the yarn, but not too tight. Continue alternating sides, moving up stitch by stitch. This technique keeps the seam flat and hidden, so your cuff looks professional from every angle. Once you finish seaming, you'll see how neat the join looks. It's almost completely invisible. Now look at the stretch. The mattress stitch is perfect here because it doesn't make the seam bulky or stiff. The cuff stays flexible and comfortable, fitting snugly around your wrist without losing its shape. This is exactly what we want for a high-quality handmade mitten. Now let's secure that tail. Just weave it through the stitches and then back the other way. Give it a quick stretch so the yarn settles in and snip it off. Perfect. The cuff is ready. Now we'll start the main body. For this part, we will be working in the round. To begin the first row, chain 3. This counts as your first double crochet. Now, let's work the next stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook into the very next space, and pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2, then yarn over again and pull through the remaining 2. Continue working 1 double crochet into each stitch all the way around until you have 41 stitches in total. For these first 3 rows, we'll just work straight with no increases or decreases. When you reach the end of the round, we need to join it. Work a slip stitch into the top of your starting chain 3 to close the circle. This creates a neat, seamless finish. Simply repeat this process for 2 more rows until you have 3 full rounds completed. Chain 3. 4 rows 4 through 10, we will add an increase at the start of every round. So right here in the very next stitch, work 2 double crochets. Work the first one, then insert your hook back into that same exact space for the second. Now, just continue with 1 double crochet in each stitch for the rest of the round. You'll repeat this increase for every row until you reach row 10. This simple technique creates the perfect shape for your hand. All right, row 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. This creates the opening for the thumb. Now, count 12 stitches along the edge. And in the 13th one, work a double crochet to join. Just a heads up, because we're joining here, the start of our round has now shifted. So just keep that in mind as you continue working 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around. When you get back to the start, join with a slip stitch as usual. For rows 12 through 16, we'll just work straight. Chain 3, and then work 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way around. No increases or decreases here. We're keeping the stitch count exactly the same. Just continue working in the round, joining each row with a slip stitch until you reach the end of row 16. Time to finish the thumb. Attach your yarn in the corner near the seam, and chain 3. Right away, we'll do our first decrease. Start a double crochet in the next stitch. Then another in the following one. And pull through to work them together. Now, let's work our double crochets around. That's 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. For stitches 15 and 16, we'll do another decrease, working them together. Then just double crochet to the end and join with a slip stitch. You should have 23 stitches in total. including the starting chain. All right, for the second row, we're just gonna follow the same pattern, chain 3. And again, let's start with a decrease by working the second and third stitches together. Now, just work your way around until you reach the next decrease. Keep in mind, since our stitch count is a bit smaller now, this next decrease is going to happen at the 14th and 15th stitches. So just work those two together as well. Then simply double crochet to the end and join with a slip stitch. You see, you're doing exactly what we did in the first row, just shifting the count a little bit. And for the final row, chain 3 and work 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way around. No more decreases, just 19 stitches in total. Join with a slip stitch, fasten off, and weave in your ends. And there we go. Your thumb is finished. Now, to make the second mitten a perfect mirror image, we need to change how we do our increases from row 3 all the way to row 10. Instead of placing the increase at the beginning of the round, you'll work 1 double crochet in every stitch until you reach the very last one. Work your 2 double crochets into that final stitch. This simple shift is what makes the pattern lean in the opposite direction for the other hand. When it comes to row 11 and the thumb hole, we need to change the direction. Instead of moving forward like we did before, we're going to count 13 stitches back from the end of the previous round. Attach your yarn there and work your 8-chain bridge back toward the start. Then continue working your double crochets clockwise around the main body. By shifting the start of the thumb backward instead of forward, you get a true left and right pair that fits perfectly. It might feel a bit different at first, but it's the key to that symmetrical look. Now, I know, there are tons of tutorials out there that tell you to just knit a flat rectangle, sew it up, and leave a gap for the thumb. Well, let's be real, that usually looks a bit clunky. I prefer a more tailored look. By adding these rows and working in those decreases, we're creating an anatomical fit. It's not just wide and boxy, it actually follows the natural curve of your hand. It's warmer, it's way more comfortable, and honestly, it just looks so much more high-end. And we're done. As you can see, the anatomical shaping makes a huge difference in how they fit. Now, to complete the set, go check out my bonnet tutorial. The link is right here on the screen. See you there, and happy crafting.